I'm going to say hi to YouTube real quick. Hi, YouTube. I've got YouTube going and Facebook at the same time, so you'll be able to watch on both platforms. But this is Chair Fitness 2. So we did Chair Fitness 1 on Wednesday, and this is a second version of the class. So some of the class will be the same, and some of the class will be a little bit different. And just as a reminder, we just need dumbbells for this class. And if you don't have dumbbells, you could use water bottles, or today I'm going to just use little cans for one of the sets. So the way class will go is that we'll do warm up, and then we'll do cardio, and then we'll do some stuff with the balls. And you can use any ball that's squishy, okay? So whatever you've got, even if it's like a soccer ball from your kids, or a football even, as long as it's got a little bit of squish to it, then that will totally work. So warm up, some hand-eye coordination stuff, and then some weights, and then some stretching at the end. So that's what we're going to do. I'm not going to have music because I don't want our live stream to get kicked for like any licensing or anything. So if you want to turn music on yourself, I'll give you a second to turn music on. And also, if you want some water, we're going to have a couple water breaks, and we're going to go for 60 minutes. So it's going to be a full class, and it might end up being like 50 or 55 minutes, and I'll try to keep track of our time too. So if you need some water already, you can go ahead and take some water. I'm just going to double check that YouTube can see me. I thought I had us all set. That's what happened last time. Maybe not. Sorry, YouTube. Thought I had us. Okay, let's see. We got it? All right, almost. Okay, so I'm going to set us just a little bit farther back. Sorry, guys. We'll get started. All right. Has everybody got their stuff? This is class 2. Okay, so we're going to start with our warm-up today. And today in class 1, we did not use the ball to warm up first. But for class 2, I am going to have us pick up one of these balls, okay? And as a reminder, you can sit for this class. So you don't have to stand. You can sit for any of these exercises. Or you can stand, and you can also stand back here. So if you want to do, when we're doing things and I'm having us stand, if you need to hold on to the chair, that is fine too. So I'm going to let you kind of set yourself up how you want it. We're going to do upper body warm up right now. Okay. So I'm going to have us go ahead, and we're just going to raise overhead. I'm going to raise overhead. If this does not feel good to raise overhead, then you could push in front, okay? So we're just wanting to warm up the upper body. And if it doesn't feel good to go overhead, then you can just go as high as you'd like to, or you can push out. So let's just do about 4 more repetitions, okay? Whatever feels good to you on this raise. And I lose count a lot, so I apologize in advance. I'm going to do 1 more. Okay, so still warming up. I want us to relax our trapezius muscles. These muscles right here might try to get really tense. And what I want us to do next is just open up. And then when you get to the middle, switch and pass that ball over. Okay? Hopefully I don't knock down anything like my flowers. I'm going to try to do a different spot in the house for each of these classes, because we're going to go with these classes till the end of the month. So a few more. Let's do 3 more. Open. Bring those shoulder blades together. Shoulder blades together. Okay. So we're going to do the big arm circles that we did in class 1, but in this class 2, we have the ball. So I'm going to have us go around and then switch it. See if I have enough space. Go around and switch it. And if your range of motion is smaller, that's okay. Whatever range of motion you have that doesn't bug your shoulders, okay? And then let's reverse it. So let's go backstroke and then switch it, backstroke, switch it. Even if they're small, if it needs to be smaller motions, that's totally cool. And at any point, if you need to sit down, that is okay. So this is a chair fitness class made for anyone to be able to join us. So I don't want you to feel like you have to stand the whole time just because I am, okay? So anytime you can sit down. So we have done stretching back, we've stretched chest. Now let's think about those elbows. Let's just do a curl. If it feels okay, let's add a little squeeze with the palms together. Okay, squeeze, palms together. And I actually have my feet really close together, and I just realized that that might not be as good for your balance. So if you need to put those feet out, that's okay. A couple more squeezes. Let's just do 3 more. 2 and 3. Okay. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to rotate at the waist. And I'm going to have us use this ball. Bring it around. Try to let your chest follow the ball. We don't want to just fly the arms back and forth. If we can get the chest to follow the ball, even if it's just a little bit. Okay? Let's do 1 more to each side. All right. So I am going to have us go ahead and do a little bit of ball handling for our warm-up this time. That's a little bit different than in class 2. So if you think you're going to lose your ball, or if you're feeling not so good with your balance, you can either hold onto your chair or you can sit. But if you're feeling okay, I'm going to have us just move this ball. I'll show you a little closer. We're going to move this ball and just try to get all of the fingers to help us, okay? So if we can get all the fingers to help us, I'm just showing YouTube. And then if we can reverse it. So we're wanting to keep our fingers mobile. So if you could reverse it, just so everybody can see. And let's go ahead and switch sides. So we're going to just try to get those fingers to let that ball travel. My pinky always tries to not help during this exercise, so if you can get your pinky to try to do it, or if you find a finger that doesn't want to move, this is really good for our arthritis, trying to get motion back in those fingers. And if we can reverse it, just trying to reverse it. If you lose your ball, try to just be careful. I don't expect you to get down on the floor. I probably shouldn't have done that. I just wanted to show you on YouTube what exactly it looks like. So if we could toss the ball back and forth, could be little tosses, but if you're feeling really comfortable, you could do them higher. Just remembering that if you lose your ball, I want you to carefully go get it. Don't make any sudden movements. If we could switch over to one-handed. If it's too hard to stand and focus at the same time, you can sit down. Can we put a little spin on the ball? So we're just trying to use our brain here a little bit. This class is originally designed for adults 60 and older. So my hope, let's switch hands. My hope is that you will be able to regain or keep this eye-hand coordination, okay? And if we can put a little spin on it. Okay, awesome. So that right now for our upper body warm-up, that is what we're going to use. We're going to bring this ball back later, but I'm going to have us put the ball down. And now we're going to think about warming up the legs just a little bit more. So I'm going to scoot this stuff over. I kind of have it everywhere. We don't want to trip on anything. So if you've got yourself set up to where you think you're going to trip on stuff, make sure it's out of your way, okay? So today, in the last class, we reached forward and back. Today, what I would like us to do, and I have this chair for balance, is if we can lift your leg up and then open and then press it back down, okay? So we're lifting it back, putting it down, lifting it up, putting it down. I do want you to put it down if you can, instead of just trying to hold your leg up the whole time. I'd like you to relax the muscle when you put it down, fire the muscle back up, relax it, fire the muscle back up. Let's do 3 more of those. Again, if you're a counter and I get off count, I apologize. I can't talk and count at the same time very well. Okay, we're going to switch sides. I'm just going to move my chair for space. I'm hoping you have a little more space than me. I was trying to just get us in a good spot in my house that was a little bit newer, a new scene. So we're going to raise that leg up and open, and you're going to bring it back. I've got Jacob in the doorway watching me. That's all right. We left the door open to my room today. So if you see my son run in, everybody's off of school, so I know we're all in the same boat. So a reminder, we're going to fire that muscle, open, relax it, fire that muscle, relax it, fire that muscle, relax it. Let's do 3 more. Fire that muscle, open, relax it. Do 1 more. Okay, awesome. Now, for our hamstrings, I'm going to have us just do some curls. If your legs are getting tired and you want to sit down, that is okay. You could do your curls this way. Okay? You can just do some slides. We're still just getting warmed up. You can still be standing though and doing your curls that way. That's totally fine. But anytime I'm doing something standing, we can do it seated. And I'll always try to give us a little hint for that. Let's do 2 more on each side. 1 more. Okay. So we've thought about hips. We've thought about knees. We're still warming up. Let's warm up those ankles. So if we can go up on the toes. If you want to stand, of course, that's fine. But if you're tired already, the seated calf raises are cool. But the standing ones, you can hold on to the side. If you don't need to hold on, that's cool too. I realize I keep getting my head cut off for YouTube. Let's just do about 3 more. 2 and 3. Okay. So that was our warm-up portion, and so we're going to go into now our cardio portion. So for our cardio portion, before we start, if you need some water, you can get some water real quick. I put some oranges in my water because I'm feeling fancy. And as a reminder, we don't have music in my class for this right now. So if you want to put music on, now is a good time to put music on at your own place. And we're going to just start marching, okay? So we're just going to start marching. If you want to sit, you can march and you can sit, okay? That's totally cool. This is a chair fitness class. So anytime you want to sit, that's totally fine. So as you have your arms going, I want you to try to keep those trapezius muscles relaxed, okay? Try not to hunch those. Try to just keep them relaxed. You can kind of have your hands down at your sides. Okay, so I'm going to have you keep that march. And the first thing we're going to do, and as a reminder, you can be off to the side holding your chair too if you want to be doing that. If you want to be standing a little bit, or if you want to be standing here and you want to do some of this stuff with the chair in front of you. Okay? I'm going to go ahead and show us an option here. We can be seated, but we're going to try to do leg out in front and arm out in front too. So it could be that you just do the leg parts. That's okay. You could do this. That's okay. You could be seated. That would be awesome too. But if it feels all right, what I want us to be doing is we'll be out here. If we aren't too worried about our balance, and we're going to try to do opposite arm, opposite leg, okay? Don't worry, I'm not going to have you dancing because I can't dance, and I also can't keep to the beat to music anyway. So what we're going to focus on in our cardio section is we're just going to make sure that we move everything in a low impact way, okay? So you can play around with how much extension you want, even if it's just a little bit. I got myself off. It could just be a little bit, and you can put the arms to the ground. They don't have to be high if that's bugging your shoulders, okay? If you're holding onto your chair, you could just be doing the leg part. That's totally cool. Or you could get into it a little bit more. You could be here. That would be fine. So this class I'm trying to do for every level. That can be kind of hard sometimes, but it is low impact, more for beginners or adults over 60. And when we do our transitions to a new thing, I don't do our transitions fast because I don't want us to fall over or lose our balance or get too confused. So I'm going to have us do 2 more on each side. That's 1. That's 2. And then we're going to march it, okay? When we transition, I just have us march it. We're going to relax those arms. Okay, we're going to keep it moving if we can, but if you're tired, you can totally sit. That's fine, okay? The next one we're going to do is we're going to have the legs out to the side. You can be standing still, but if you're doing legs out to the side, it's going to look like this, okay? You could have the arms higher. You could be standing behind your chair. That would be fine too. So if you were standing behind your chair, you can keep it moving while I show you. It could be here, here, here. If you want to just stay behind your chair the whole time in this class, that's fine, okay? If you don't need to hold on though, if your balance is okay, then we can be here, okay? Be here. If this is bugging your shoulders, you could bring the arms low. They don't have to be high. Anytime if your shoulders bug you, you can just keep those arms low, no matter what I'm doing. If your steps are smaller, that's okay. If you can do the full thing, that's awesome. We're just keeping it moving for this cardio section. You can do cardio at home without anything fancy. So that's what I'm hoping to show you is you can keep it moving. You can do cardio. You don't really have to have anything except for yourself. Maybe me, that's great. Let's do 2 more each side. And we march it because we're going to transition, okay? So this next one, if we're standing, we're going to be going to the back, okay? But if we're seated, we're going to put the heel out, okay? So I want you to pick your way. As a reminder, you can be standing behind the chair and using it for balance, okay? You could be here. If you're standing, I'd love for us to try to get to this, where you're going back, using those glutes to go back, okay? I'll show you with the chair. You can keep it moving, keep doing what you're doing. It would look like this, okay? So can we pick which one? We're going to kind of keep it moving. If your arms are hurting you, going up overhead, you can just go to the front anytime. Or you can just do the legs, okay? Or you could just stand there and you could do the arm part if you're just dying. I don't actually want you to feel like you're dying, okay? So let's just do 2 more on each side. And we're going to march it. I'm going to come back out in front just so we can see what we're doing here now. So as a reminder, you can stay behind this chair, and we're going to start going into our circuit. So we're going to do all of those 3 moves together. So we're going to go out to the front, we're going to go out to the side with the legs and arms, and then we're going to go to the back, and we're going to go around the world, okay? That's what I call it anyway, and you can do it from seated. So standing is going to look like front and front. We're going to do it twice, and side, and back, okay? But then seated, what it's going to look like is front, and side, and heel out, okay? If you're standing behind the chair, then you would be able to hold, and then you could do your out to the front, do your out to the side, and then you could do your back from holding. All right, so I want you to pick which way you want to do it, okay? We're going to pick which way we want to do it, and follow me. Make sure you don't have any tripping hazards. All right. So we're going to go ahead and do 4 rounds. This time we're going to go 2 to the front, 2 to the side, 2 to the back, switching sides, keeping it moving, making sure we're still breathing. All right, so we're going to go ahead and start. We're going to pick a side. We're going to go front, and side, and back, Got my chair in the way. I'm going to have to move it. I'm sorry about that. Okay, so reset. And whoop. So we're going to do other side if we haven't already. Front, and side, and back. Switch sides. Front, and side, and back, and front, and side, back. 2 more times. Front, and side, and back, and front, and side, back, and back. 1 more time around. Front, and side, and back, and front, and side, and back, and we march it, okay? So that's what it looks like standing. We're going to do that same thing, only we're going to do it 3 times around, okay? And I want to have us see what it looks like in the chair, just in case we have anybody seated right now and they're feeling super tired and they're wondering how in the world they're supposed to be standing. That's okay. So this is chair fitness. Anybody can do this class. I want you to feel like whatever level you're at, you can keep going with us, okay? So we're going to do 1 more round of those 3 things on each side, but we're going to do it 3 times to the front, 3 times to the side, 3 times to the back if you're standing, or that heel out if you're seated. And we'll do 3 rounds of it. So 3 times to each direction, and then 3 rounds of it. All right? We're going to go ahead and start. Go front, and side, and side, and back, and front, and side, up, and front, and side, three, and front, and side, up, and up. 1 more time around. Front, and side, and side, up, and front, and side, up, and up. All right, we're going to march it. Cool. So that was the full seated. We did it seated that way. Okay. So how are you guys doing? I'm hoping you're breathing okay. If you need to sit or if you need to stop moving, that's okay too. I'm going to go ahead and stand. Just in case we have people standing in the audience, I'm just going to switch people back and forth. Okay, so we have one more part to do, and that's our sprinting. So just as a reminder, if you watched class 1 already, this is class 2, then you can sprint with just your arms. So if you just want to be here or seated and you want to just do your arms, that's fine. If your knees bug you or if you're already tired in the legs, we can do the sprints with the arms. Or we can do chair sprints. And we'll go out wide too for some of them. Or we can do the standing. If you do the standing, I just don't want you to pound the legs down, okay? Because that's going to be hard on the knees. All right. So we're going to use a scale of 1 to 10 to see if we're doing okay. 10 means that you feel like you're dying. You can't breathe at all. And I don't want you to be at 10. Well, 1 would be like you just started and we hadn't done anything yet. So if you were rating yourself on a scale, if you're already feeling like you're at like a 7 or an 8, then you can go ahead and be okay with sitting down if you need to catch your breath. I'd rather you feel like you're just working at like half of your effort, like at a 5 or 6 or 7 or maybe 8 for a little while, especially during our sprints, but then we're going to try to bring it back down. So don't feel bad if you have to stop moving. Okay, I'll try to keep moving whole class. So this is our last part of cardio. It's our sprints. So I just gave you the rundown of sprints. So you can pick which one you want to do, arms, seated, or standing. We're going to try to go to 30. And we'll just do a straight 30. We won't go out wide. We'll go ahead and start. I'm going to count to 30. So on your marks, get set, and go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, and 30. Okay. All right. Make sure you're breathing. Make sure your shoulders aren't too tense. Doing great. We are going to do 2 more sprints. We're going to do 1 more and then take a little breather and do the 3rd one. On this one, we're going to try to do 40. Okay. So we're going to go 10 to the middle. We're going to go 10 out wide, 10 to the middle, 10 out wide. Feel free to sit if you need to sit and do seated version or just do arms. But on your marks, get set, to the middle, and go for 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, out. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, out. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right. Nice job. We've probably peaked that heart rate a little bit. So now if you feel like you're working at an 8 or a 9 and it's getting close to that 10, if we need to sit, you can sit, or you can stop moving a little bit if you need to. We're going to take 3 deep breaths together just to make sure we're ready for our 3rd sprint. You can open your arms up while we breathe if that feels good. So we're going to breathe together and breathe. And out. 2 more. And 1 more. All right. I hope you have 1 more sprint left in you. We're going to do 1 more sprint. And this time, let's try to just do 20 to the middle and 20 out wide, okay? On your marks, get set, and go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 18, 19, 20, out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 18, 19, 20. All right. Nice job, nice job. We're almost done with cardio. If you're already yelling at me at home, I apologize. I know it's tough, but we have the chair, and anytime you need to take a rest, that's totally cool. So just to cool down, we're going to do some steps just for balance work. If you need to hold on to the chair, that's fine. So we're going to just try to take a step forward, take a step back and switch sides, take a step forward, step back. Just trying to alternate. If you don't need to hold the chair, you don't need to hold the chair. But we're just stepping back and forth, trying to work on our balance. If you're feeling like you have really good balance, what you could do is when you step out front and you bring that other leg up, you could have your heel up, okay? You could step, bring the other with the heel up. Step, heel up. If you need to hold on, you can hold on. Step, heel up, okay? If you're feeling really good with your balance, you could do a raise, okay? We could take a step and raise, okay? Take a step, raise. We're mixing balance stuff in with our class so that we can get a little bit of everything. And also, this just helps us cool down a little bit since we were doing the sprints, okay? Anytime you need to hold the chair, you can, or if you need to do any of this seated, you can do it seated. Let's just do 2 more on each side. Our last class in class 1, we were going side to side. Today, we're going to do to the front. Let's do 1 more each side. I might have lost count on what I just said. Okay. We made it out of cardio section. I'm going to check our time. And we can get water. And we're going to do weights next. So hi, everybody that's on here. You can say hi to me if you want to, just so I can see who's there. Thank you so much for being here. That's awesome. And we're going to be doing this Monday, Wednesday, Friday until we're not quarantined anymore, right? Okay. I'm going to go ahead and make sure I get some water. We've been going for about 30 minutes, so we've still got a little bit left of class. Well, we're only halfway done, actually, with class. So next we need our weights. So dumbbells, if you have them. These are little water weights. They're only a pound. You don't need heavy weights for this class unless you have them and you want to go along with it. That's fine. But since my weights are lighter, if your weights are heavier, you might not be able to do as many repetitions. So that's okay. If you don't have weights, we can use cans. Okay. So if you're just joining us and you want to try it out, you can grab some cans. And or water bottles. That's what I used in the last video, and you can join us, okay? So we're going to do upper body first, a little bit different than chair, the first chair class that we did on Wednesday. This is chair class 2. So we're going to go ahead and do the upper body portion now. I'll go ahead and use these cans, the first section, okay? And we'll go ahead and sit if you'd like to sit. If you're not tired, you can stand. That's okay, but I am going to sit for this one, and I'm going to get a little closer, okay? All right. So we do have a little bit lighter weights. So in class 1, we did a row. In class 2, I want to see if we can do a fly back, okay? So instead of the elbows back this way, I want to see if we can open them. Can we open them? And can we bring the shoulder blades together? I'm hoping that you're not going to hunch and try to do it this way. I'm hoping you'll relax those shoulders, relaxing the top of the shoulders, the trapezius, and then bringing the shoulder blades together, okay? Can we bring the shoulder blades together? So we're back. We're trying to strengthen the muscles that are in between your shoulder blades, okay? Can you feel those in between your shoulder blades? If you need a bigger fly, you could fly bigger. If this is not heavy, you could fly bigger. But if this is heavy, I really just want you to focus on those elbows are coming back, the shoulder blades are together, okay? So this is more of a fly than a row. Let's just do 2 more. Anytime that you're getting tired and you don't want to do as many as me, that's okay. Okay, so we'll take a little mini break, relaxing those shoulders. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to combine a curl and a press. If pressing overhead, I realize YouTube can't see, if pressing overhead does not feel good to you, you can press in front, okay? So we're going to do bicep curl and then the press. So maybe up if that's okay. But if that's not okay, when we curl, you can press out and it can be low, okay? I don't care how you press. So down, bicep curl, press, okay? Still can't see me in YouTube. There we go. You could add a little twist if you want to. Press. But if all of that motion is kind of weird for you, you can just keep it like a hammer, okay? You could just imagine you're holding a hammer. So this would be called like a hammer curl, shoulder press. And just as a reminder, if after you curl it doesn't feel good to press, you can push out in front of you, okay? Let's just do 3 more curls and presses. Whatever range of motion feels okay to you. I'm going to do 1 more. Okay, little mini break. So the next one I'm going to have us try to do is our flies. If it feels okay for you to just raise up, that is awesome. You could do that. Or they could be here. But if your shoulders don't really like this very much, we can just raise those elbows up. Okay, and just get motion in that shoulder girdle. You can just hold those hands here. If that's really too easy though, you can separate the hands. Separate the hands. Or you could have them way out here. That's okay. Let's just do 2 more. Awesome. Okay, so we're going to do tricep press next. And what I'm going to have us do is still do the single arm, just because so we don't want to drop the weights on our head, okay? So we're going to go out to the front. Do 5 more on this side. All right, we're going to switch. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6, 7 and 8. 2 more. 1 and 2. Okay. So we just did 1 time through our upper body circuit. And what I want to have us do next is in this Chair Fitness 2 class, we're going to mix it up. We'll do an upper body set and then we'll do a lower body set, okay? So I want you to grab any ball that you have, even if it's like a football and you need to squeeze this way, that's okay, okay? So any ball you have, maybe I'll try soccer ball, okay? I want to have us put our feet together. And we're going to do some squeezes. So just normal squeezes, just like squeeze and relax, squeeze and relax, squeeze, relax. I'm going to do 3 more. 1, 2, and 3. Okay. Next one I'm going to have us do is drop this ball down to the floor. And in Chair Fitness 1, we went out to the front. In this class, I'm going to have us go side to side. We're going to work on some rotation at this hip, side to side with this ball, side to side. Do a couple more each side. And now when we press today, instead of pressing the whole foot down and smashing, I want us to press like we're pressing a gas pedal, okay? So I want the press to come like this. So instead of smash, it's more like press with just this and this, okay? So the ball could be a little more out in front of you, and I just want you to press like you're pressing a gas pedal. That's going to make the work come more from the calf and the ankle. So instead of smashing with the whole foot, you're smashing with the ball of your foot. Okay? I'm going to do a couple more. And we'll switch it over to the other side. So we're doing the side-to-side rotation. Side-to-side rotation. If you are wanting to stand up for this, you could totally stand or hold on. That would be fine too. But I want us to focus on this rotation. A couple more times each side. Just trying to keep our hips loose, right? So now we're going to do that same press. We're going to, instead of smashing it like this, like we did in class 1, we're going to smash it with this ball of the foot. So this is class 2. We're going to press down more like you're pressing a gas pedal so that the motion comes from your calf, okay, and our ankle. I'm going to do about 4 more. Pretend you're squishing a bug or something. Okay, awesome. So we'll get that ball again, and we'll do some squeezes for the adductors here. If it helps to have your feet together, I forgot to tell you that part. Feet can kind of be closer together. And for this time, we're going to do some pulses, okay? So we're going to squeeze, and we're going to do it fast for 20. So go ahead and start and go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. All right, awesome. Cool, cool. All right. The next one we're going to do is we're going to do some abdominal exercises, okay? So let's mix an ab exercise in, and then we'll come back to a couple leg exercises. For our ab exercise, what I would like us to try to do is scoot back in our chair and kind of lean back and put these legs out in front. You kind of bring them out a little bit, okay? We could have our ball here, or if it feels okay on the shoulders, you could be here. So I want you to just kind of lean back in your chair and then crunch it. So in this class, we're not going to get on the floor for our crunches. Okay, we're going to lean back and then we're going to crunch it. So I'm not coming forward from the hips. I'm not doing this. I'm leaning back so that my hips will relax, and I'm just trying to crunch it here, okay? I don't want you feeling like your motion's coming from the bottom. It's coming from the top. If that doesn't feel good on your shoulders, you can be here, okay? Now, if that's easy, we can raise a leg with it, an opposite leg, okay? If you're doing okay, I'm going to have you keep going with me. You can make it more exaggerated if you want to, but if you're wanting to just do a little bit of motion, that's okay, because it could just look like this. Let's do one more on each side if you're doing the leg raises. Okay, awesome. So the next thing for abs that we're going to do are some trunk rotations with this ball. I'm going to see if we can actually apply pressure to the ball while we're doing those, though. So can we bring the ball from here? Can we squeeze it with, squeeze it with the palms here. So we'll squeeze it with the palms, and then we'll cross and squeeze it with the whole fingers. Come back, squeeze with the palms, squeeze with the fingers, squeeze with the palms and fingers, palms, fingers, palms, fingers. Try 5 more. Palms, fingers, palms, fingers, palms, and fingers, palms, fingers, palms, and fingers. All right, awesome. We'll try it from the other side. So we're going to try squeezing at the palms and cross over, squeeze at the fingers, squeeze at the palms, squeeze at the fingers. If you need yours to be smaller, that's okay. It could be here. Should have told you that earlier. Or if it can be up there, that's great. Palms, fingers. Let's do 4 more. Palms, fingers, palms, fingers, palms, and fingers. All right, awesome, awesome. I'm going to check our time. If you guys need a drink of water, we'll just go ahead for it. And say hi if you're there, and then I'll know you're there. That's awesome. It's good to see you guys. So we have just a little bit of time left. We have about 15 minutes left. So that's good, because I wanted us to do 1 more upper body round and 1 more lower body round. So if you need a drink of water, that's totally cool. Or if you need to just take a break, you can take a break and then join in back with us at any point, okay? I thought I wasn't going to get hot, but I am getting hot. So we're going to raise this up. Hopefully it doesn't get too loud because it's hot. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and show us on our second set. I'm just going to use the dumbbells because I have them. And then we'll go ahead and I'll be seated. And we're going to try to do that same thing that we just did, only just with the dumbbells, just because we have them. So if you still have your cans, that's totally fine. I'm just doing a switch because I'm going to make different clips of all this stuff. So as a reminder today, instead of the row, which was straight back, like in class 1, we're trying to do a fly, okay? So we're relaxing the trapezius muscles, and we're trying to bring the shoulder blades together, okay? Shoulder blades are together. If you want to make your motion bigger, you can make your motion bigger. That's fine. I'm going to the back, or that smaller motion. That's fine too. Let's just do one more. Awesome. So now we're going to do our curl and our press. So it's curl and it's press. Back down. Remember that if after your curl that bugs your shoulders and you want to press to the front, that's okay too. So it could be curl, just press whatever direction feels okay. Okay? Whatever direction feels okay. Let's do 4 more. It could either be up or it could be in front or it could be low. That's okay. We'll do 1 more. Pick which one you like to do. All right, all right. Awesome. So we just have 2 more things left, the deltoid fly and then the tricep extension. So as a reminder, you could have your arms out here, but if that's kind of real tough on the shoulders, you could have them here. Or if it's really still too tough on the shoulders, we can just do the range of motion here with the elbows up. Okay? We're trying to relax these trapezius muscles and allow the shoulder to do the work for us, okay? So if you find yourself hunching, your weights are probably too heavy, okay? We want to just let that shoulder do the work, okay? I'm going to do 4 more. We're doing awesome. We just have 1 more thing left for the upper body. Okay, we've got those triceps. We can push them out. I always use another hand for a guide just so my elbow isn't flying out all over the place. And also in our class, we're not going to hold the dumbbells over our head in the triceps just so we don't smash our head. So just do 2 more. If you're just joining us, this class was originally designed for adults 60 and older, or any beginner or anybody that just wants a gentle strengthening class, okay? So I'm glad you're here. Just going to do 3 more. Anytime you need a rest, that's totally fine. I know I keep saying that, but I know if you're just starting, a lot of this stuff will feel challenging. Okay, so we did abs with the ball the last set, right? We did the ball and we did the twisting and all of that. But what if we tried it with a dumbbell or even both of them? I'm going to try it with just the one. If you're feeling really strong and you want to do 2 and you think you can handle it, that's fine too, okay? So instead of bringing the dumbbell up, I think what we'll do is we're going to just go side to side. We're going to try to keep these trapezius muscles from taking over. They always try to take over everything when we pick something up. But I want us to go to the side and then just bring it over our legs. Still letting the chest follow your hands, just like when we had in the warm-up. Okay? I'm just going to bring this side to side. Trying to let our waist do the work. We don't want the eye and your arms all around real fast. I'd rather you just think about turning your torso. Okay? Let's just do one more to each side. Awesome. Okay, so we had the ball last time for the crunches. I'd like us to try the crunches again. If you'd rather do the ball, you like that better, that's totally fine, okay? But if we have the weight, we could use the weight also. So as a reminder, the movement is not from here. So that's not from here, it's gonna be from here. So we're gonna be crunching. I want you to lean back in your chair. Your butt might be a little farther away from the chair, maybe like that much, so that you can lean back. Lean back in your chair, put your legs out in front, okay? You could put the weight by your chest, and you could crunch this way, or I didn't really want it to be over your head, but you could crunch this way. If you don't think you're going to drop the weight on your head, you could have it farther back, but I really don't want you having a whole lot of weight overhead. So it could be here. If you're feeling okay, we could get the knees up. Even if they're just a little bit, it doesn't have to be big. If you find yourself not crunching anymore at the top, make sure you open up and crunch. Open up, crunch. Open up, crunch. If this is hurting your back, you don't have to listen to me at all. You can just take a break. It might just mean you're tired, or maybe this exercise isn't the best one for you. Let's do two more. We'll call that 2. Okay. Awesome, awesome. So we are going to do one last leg exercise for this class, and then we're going to stretch. If you're sick of this weight, you can get rid of it. You can pick up the ball, or you could use the weight and you for this next thing too, because we're going to do our stand-up sit-downs. We're going to do stand up like a squat, but we have this chair here. If you don't need the chair and you know how to do squats without it and you're cool with your form, then go for that. But what we're going to do is we're going to bring those legs back towards our chair so we can be more in a power position, okay? And make sure you've got the chair, though, for when you sit back. If you're too far on the edge, that's going to be dangerous, all right? And don't feel like you have to hold this weight if I'm crazy and you want to just practice getting up out of the chair. But since we have it, if we want to, we can just hold it down here and we can stand up, okay? Sit back down, stand up. Keep your chest up. If holding the weight is making you feel like your chest is going to fall down to the floor, then we can get rid of that weight. Let's just do 2 more since we have this weight. This is the last thing we're going to do. And we'll relax. Okay, you made it. You made it to stretching time. If we need to get a drink of water, we can get a drink of water. I'm going to check our time again. Yep, we're right on time, so it looks like we have just a few minutes left of class. It's a 60-minute class. So thank you for joining me. If you're joining me, we're going to do our cool down next. With our stretches, you can get a drink of water. I'll allow you for some time for that. Good job today for Chair Fitness 2. We're in that stretching portion. So today I want to see if we can reach, and we can stand for this. If you want to stand at any point, that's fine. I'll just sit just so you can see me, and if you're tired already, since we've been going almost an hour, you can sit and just focus on stretching the upper body. We're going to reach. If it doesn't feel good to reach up, you could reach forward, okay? If the shoulders are bugging you, I'm about to lose my pants. But if you can, I'm going to have us press up. If we could press up, that would be great. If it doesn't feel good to press up like this, you could just press forward, okay? Either way, let's just get a nice stretch. Can we lean to one side? And lean to the other side. We're trying to stretch these big muscles of the back, the latissimus dorsi. Okay, so now we'll move to those trapezius muscles that try to take over everything. For our Chair Fitness 2 class, what I'm going to have us do is just one at a time today. So we're going to press the arm down, Try to press this arm down because we're trying to stretch through here. If it feels okay, I'm going to have you lean your head to the side while you're still pressing down to the floor. Okay? And then can you open the arm up while you still have your little lean? And open up those hands because those hands are going to be tight and hopefully you'll feel your wrist release some tension. You can move those fingers. All right, so let's go to the other side. Remember, we're going to push this arm down to the floor, trying to stretch the side, the trapezius muscles. And then if it feels okay, we're going to do a little bit of a lean. Just trying to stretch this trapezius that tries to take over everything. Also, if we're stressed, then we're going to hold all of our tension there. And then open up that palm. Try to open up the hand so it releases tension in the wrist and in the hand. Just open up as wide as you can with those hands. You could do some little finger motions if that feels better. Okay, awesome. Now, the next one I'm going to have us do is just the crossover. For the crossover, I'm hoping that your tricep will get a little stretch and the back of that shoulder blade that we were bringing together earlier. If it doesn't feel good to go across that way, you could just hug your arm. If it feels okay, you can keep going across. We like to do the static stretches, which are the stretches without moving all around at the very end. So I'm going to have us cross over again. If this crossover doesn't feel good, you could just hug the arm. So we like to do our stretches at the end because during our class, we've really tightened those muscles up while we were working them, and we want to lengthen them back out before you go throughout your day. So I'm hoping this part of class is nice and relaxing. All right, we did do some work for the abs today, so I am going to have us do a little bit of a stretch. So we're just going to try to keep these relaxed, turn to the side, hopefully stretching across the obliques. And we'll turn to the other side. Awesome. Okay. So we'll change it up a little bit for the lower body stretches. This is class 2, and class 1 was a little bit different. For our class today, I'm going to have us open up wide with these legs. Okay, not so much that you're going to fly off the chair, but just open up wide. If you're standing, that's totally fine. You could be standing. That's great. Or holding onto the chair. That's fine too. Okay. But if we could go a little bit of a lean, okay? Could you bring that toe up to you? A little bit of a lean. Okay, relax that side. Go to the other side. Bring that toe up to you now just to get a little more in the calf. We're stretching through the adductors. Awesome. All right. And then can we press those feet down to the floor? Stretching those shins. Okay? If your feet don't touch the floor like mine do, that's okay. I'm kind of just being silly. I really just want it doesn't have to hit the floor like that. I've just done this a bunch of times. So we just try to point the toe. Okay? All right. Now I would like us to stretch those hip flexors because we were using those while we were marching. And I'm going to check, make sure I'm about to lose my Facebook. All right, dudes. We're going to try not to lose you because my phone's about to die. That will make me so sad. Because then I won't get to save this class. Okay. Woo! I had to plug you guys in. I noticed my phone went dark. Okay, so I think finish our stretches. Make sure I didn't lose it. So we're going to stretch the hip flexors next. I'm going to drop that hip down. We're going to stretch that hip through here, that hip flexor. Going to raise up, trying to stretch the abs and that hip flexor. We use those hips every time we took a step today. You can hear my dog whining in the next room, wondering why I locked him in there. And we'll just drop that leg back. And we'll do that raise. If you'd rather be standing, anytime you can stand. We have the chair. So I'll try to show you chair versions. We've got one more stretch left. That's for the glutes. So I'm going to see, could you hug your leg? Is that possible? Or if that's not possible, can we cross over here? We're just trying to get this to stretch. So it could be a hug. You could cross it this way. Or if that doesn't feel possible, all you really need to do is just cross it this way. You could just do a cross here. And you could do a little bit of a lean if you can't hug that leg. All right, we'll do other side. It's either hug the leg, or if that's not going to work, it's just cross the leg over and we can lean away from it just a little bit. We're just trying to stretch through the hip, through the glutes. If you can do this, if you can hold up like that, that's totally awesome. But we just want a little bit of a crossover, try to stretch just a little bit through here. All right, we made it. And I'm so glad that the Facebook Live didn't die. So thank you so much for joining me today. And looks like we're ending right on time at about an hour. So I'm going to be back next week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and I'm going to just change it up a little bit each time, okay? And I also wanted to let you know, like, if you are feeling really stuck and you want some more options, I have a lot more free options. And I can put that at the links below. Like, I might be able, I don't know if I can put them, I think I might be able to put that link in there now where you get the more free. Let me see if I can, I don't think I can put it in there now. I might try it. Okay. But after this live is over, I'm going to put the links to the at-home workouts and everything else that I've been posting. Everything else I've been posting has those links for the at-home workouts because you can open them up for free with my app. I have some free programs. And then if you're wanting something specially designed just for you, for what you have available at your house, to get us through the next however many weeks, I have hundreds of exercise videos I can choose from, and I can design a program in my app that's just for you, and I can even set what to do on every single day so that you have a schedule. Not that you have to do something every single day, but it can be very detailed, exactly what weight to do, exactly what equipment that you have. And I'm running a special for just $49 for that program design, and it includes like 2 phone calls with me at least. So we'll get you all set up since we're all stuck at home. So thank you again for joining me, and that's it. I'll see you next week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 10 a.m. Central Time. Okay? Thank you. I'm going to say goodbye to YouTube first. Thank you, YouTube. And saying goodbye to